There's a moment many people experience, but rarely talk about. You meet someone. The connection feels immediate. Your thoughts start circling around them. Their messages suddenly matter more than anything else. Your body reacts. Your mind follows. And before you realize it, something deeper begins to form. But here's the question most people never stop to ask. Is this love, or is it something else your brain is creating? Problem Deep Dive. When people talk about love, they often describe it as something magical, something spontaneous, something mysterious. But the lived experience of love is often much more complex. You feel excitement when their name appears on your phone. Your mood shifts depending on their attention. Your thoughts begin reorganizing around one person. At first, this feels beautiful, but it also creates vulnerability. Because the same system that produces intense connection can also produce jealousy, anxiety, and emotional dependence. You may start asking questions like, why am I thinking about them so much? Why does their approval matter so deeply? In many cases, sexuality and love become intertwined in ways that confuse the mind. Physical attraction intensifies emotional attachment. Emotional attachment intensifies physical desire. And suddenly, it becomes difficult to tell where one ends and the other begins. Psychologists call this pair bond formation. It's the process through which your brain begins linking another person to your emotional stability. But here's where it becomes interesting. The brain does not experience love as a single emotion. It experiences it as a combination of systems working together. And those systems can sometimes pull you in different directions. Which raises a deeper question. What exactly is happening inside the brain when you fall in love?
Reframe. Before going deeper, it helps to change the way we think about love. Love is often portrayed as purely emotional, but biologically, love is also a regulatory system. Your brain evolved to create bonds, not just for romance, but for survival. Connection increases cooperation. Cooperation increases stability. So when you feel deeply attached to someone, your brain isn't malfunctioning. It's performing one of its oldest functions. But here's the nuance. The same biological system that creates love also includes sexual attraction. And these two systems, love and sexual desire, operate through different neural circuits. Sometimes they align beautifully. Other times they create tension. Understanding this distinction helps explain why relationships can feel both deeply meaningful and emotionally complex at the same time. But to really understand this, we need to look at the underlying mechanisms. Psychological mechanism. Inside the brain, three systems work together during romantic attachment. Psychologist Helen Fisher described them as lust, attraction, and attachment. Each system serves a different purpose. Lust is driven largely by hormones like testosterone and estrogen. It creates sexual motivation. Attraction is driven by dopamine and norepinephrine. This system creates excitement, obsession, and focused attention. Attachment is driven by oxytocin and vasopressin. These chemicals create long-term bonding and emotional safety. Here's a helpful metaphor. Imagine love as a three-layered engine. The first layer is physical desire. The second layer is romantic fascination. The third layer is emotional bonding. When these three systems align, relationships feel powerful and stable. But when they operate separately, confusion emerges. For example, you might feel strong attraction without long-term attachment, or deep emotional love without strong sexual desire. This is why relationships sometimes feel emotionally complex. Your brain isn't confused. It's simply running multiple biological programs at once. Understanding this complexity allows you to see love more clearly. But clarity alone doesn't automatically create healthier relationships, which brings us to the practical side of psychology. Practical framework. Instead of trying to control emotions directly, psychology suggests learning how to observe the systems behind them. Here are 5 principles that can help. 1. Distinguish attraction from love. What to do? Ask yourself whether the feeling is excitement or emotional safety. Why it works in the brain. Dopamine-driven attraction feels intense but unstable. Attachment-driven love feels calmer but deeper. Real-life example. Early in a relationship, you feel constant excitement and anticipation. Months later, the excitement softens, but comfort grows. That shift often signals attachment replacing pure attraction. 2. Notice the role of novelty. What to do? Pay attention to how strongly newness influences your feelings. Why it works in the brain. Novelty increases dopamine release, which intensifies attraction. Real-life example. A new relationship feels electrifying, partly because your brain is responding to unfamiliar experiences. Over time, the brain adjusts. Understanding this helps prevent confusing novelty with permanent love. 3. Recognize emotional regulation. What to do? Observe how much your mood depends on another person. Why it works in the brain. Attachment systems link emotional stability to close relationships. Real-life example. You feel calmer when you hear their voice or receive reassurance. That emotional regulation indicates attachment forming. 4. Separate desire from connection. What to do? Reflect on whether physical desire and emotional closeness are developing together. Why it works in the brain. Sexuality and emotional bonding involve different neural pathways. Real-life example. 2 people may feel strong chemistry but struggle with emotional communication. Understanding the difference prevents misinterpreting desire as deep compatibility. When you look at love through psychology, something interesting becomes clear. Love isn't a single feeling. It's a system of emotional signals working together. Desire creates movement. Attraction creates focus. Attachment creates stability. When people understand these layers, relationships stop feeling mysterious. They begin to feel understandable, not less meaningful, just more real. And that understanding creates space for something important: choice. Instead of being carried entirely by emotional intensity, you begin seeing the patterns shaping your experience. In the end, sexuality and love are not separate forces competing inside you. They are parts of the same human story. Your brain seeks connection. Your body seeks closeness. Your emotions seek recognition. When those systems align, love feels natural. When they conflict, relationships feel confusing. But confusion doesn't mean something is wrong. It simply means you're experiencing the full complexity of being human. And perhaps the deeper question isn't just what love is, but how much awareness we bring to the way we experience it.